Hi, Slamtilt again with another release. This time it's Xenon, or Xenon, depending on which part of the world you come from. Now, this is a classic from 1980 from Bali, with fantastic artwork created by Paul Farris and sound design by acclaimed composers Suzanne Kiani. Now, there's a famous documentary on YouTube that you can watch, which is narrated by legendary British actor Peter Ustinov, which kind of gives you an idea of how she created the sounds for this game. It's kind of a making of. It's very interesting, and a lot of the sounds in that documentary I sort of added to this game as part of the track sequence. So another interesting thing about this game as well is it's the first game to feature an elevated ramp shot, a ramp that actually takes the ball to another location, and it's also the first pinball game that has a female voice in it, I believe. I originally started this game as a mod many years ago, and then over the years I've just rebuilt the whole thing, recoded the whole thing, sourced new artwork, and just created this as a complete unique, one-of-a-kind version of the game. So, let's get started, shall we? So the beginning of the game there, what you do is you recharge your life force, and you see the bumpers switching on there. Now I've added a DMD to this game, so you can see it there on the DMD. It says life force 100%. Now the idea is that when you leave the tube, you are exposed to the atmosphere, so your life force energy starts to go down. So the idea is to return to the tube often to recharge your life force. Now I actually wrote quite a comprehensive story for this game, explaining whom the girl in the thong is and who the woman is on the back glass. She's actually MOTA, as written on the if you look on the artwork, it says MOTA special on the left there. MOTA stands for Mother of the Atom, so she's the mother of the atom, and she's created a genetically engineered female called Eve, and that's the woman in the thong. So there's a whole backstory I've written, it's in the script. So the idea is that you have to collect orbs. Now the orbs are at the top of the playfield. I just switched to track the ball so you can see. See the rollovers there? You hit those and you light the orb shot, or the Xenon shot. And let's get that ball back into control so I can change the view. So the idea is that you get the ball into that top saucer and you will start progression towards Xenon. Now Xenon is a state of euphoria that kicks in and basically gives you 30 seconds of immunity. Now you do that 3 times and you eventually end up getting the ultimate prize, which is the start of the multi-ball. Now there's lots of things that I've changed that are not on the original game. The bonuses that appear on the left there, the 5, 10, 15, 20, they just typically light one and then they go out, but I kept them all lit to make it a little bit more exciting. I've added new sound effects to this game. There's actually an appearance by Suzanne Kiani. She appeared at a Pinball Expo in Chicago a few years ago, and she did a seminar and she showed off a few unused sounds that she'd created for the game. So some of those sounds that she played in the seminar are actually recorded and put into the game, which is why some of them are a little clearer than others. So this is, like I said, it's quite a simplistic game, but when you add a little story, it makes it a little bit more fun. And I added some music as well from various sources. I've actually added some music from Suzanne Kiani herself, as well as music from many different films and video games. The one you can hear in the background is from Valve's Portal, if you didn't figure that out already. So a lot of talking and very little playing. So I haven't really given you the opportunity to see how amazing I am at playing this game, which I'm not. So I'm going to have another quick go. Okay, thank you, Suzanne. So the life force recharged, bumpers go on. Now if you watch the bumpers during the game, as your life force depletes, those bumpers start to go out. And when the bumpers go out, they lose their value. And if you can see at the bottom as well, I've added lights underneath the flippers, so it says thruster. Something fun. So this game has been created with new physics to match almost exactly what the real game shoots like. And again, I went on YouTube and found a real machine and copied copied most of the original sounds and mechanical sounds. Now, let's see if I can actually play this game. So my life force is at 69%, so let's shoot the ramp. Okay, that will recharge my life force. One of the bumpers is out, if you can see there. So it recharges the life force and relights all the bumpers. So the life force goes down all the time. The longer you stay out, and that's what those beeps are on the ramp. The beeps get faster and faster as your life force starts to drain out and you effectively run out of oxygen. So the objective is to complete those orbs, get a state of Xenon, and eventually get to a multi-ball. So, and you just score a lot of points along the way. So the basic rules from the original game are still in place. You still score points, but like I've said many times before, I don't really care about points. I don't play pinball to score points. It doesn't matter to me if that shot's worth 1,000,000 or 100. What I play is why I play is just for the fun of the game. Just to progress, just to see what happens next, just to listen to that next sound effect or see that next light show, whatever it is. But points have no relevance to me when I'm playing pinball, any pinball game. So when I go back and create these old style games, I always try and create some kind of a story or add new sound effects or something to make it more interesting for me to play, like I did with Star Trek. If you play the original version of Star Trek's Bally Star Trek, it's quite a boring game, and you can easily fall asleep playing those games. But with a bit of a story and some new sound effects, I just made that game into something more interesting. It's a game that I want to play, so that's why I create these elaborate mods and remasters, if you like. So I don't think I'm going to get a multi-ball started on this go. But that's Xenon anyway. It's a fun game, and you're about to play it yourself because you can download it from my site. Have yourself a great time. I mean, it's a great game, and I enjoyed working on it.